Hey folks, welcome back to the True North Life Homestead. So today we have a problem that we have to go fix. We have scale on our trees. Really gross. It's these little bugs that kind of encapsulate themselves. Here, I should probably set this thing down. As they grow, so the life cycle is they make themselves a shell that they get stuck underneath, and then they get to go to town on the plant underneath that shell, so it makes them really hard to get rid of. We have them on our fruit trees. It's something that happens, it's just a pest. So in order to alleviate this pressure, we are going to be spraying them with an insecticidal soap. Fingers crossed that makes a difference. We can also, so I sprayed them in the spring with a dormant oil that was supposed to help get rid of this stuff. I did do it a little bit late this year. I think that's probably what happened. Not entirely sure. It could be something that came over from a plant from another nursery or something like that that overwintered, and we didn't really notice until we got that super warm, sudden weather this year. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna spray the trees, do a little bit of a tour, check them out, because we are also cleaning up the orchard today. So it's going to look super great by the end of today, and I'm so excited. Stay tuned for that. Hopefully this is not a problem anymore. So my pear and my apricot tree have not come back this year. The bark looks really weird on it, and there's like spider nests and all that all over it. So I sent out a couple of photos to get a second opinion. Turns out, sounds like we've got scale, which is awful. Kind of a pain in the butt to get rid of. I can catch it here. So at the top you can see all these speckles. Everything's kind of swollen. It looks pretty bad on this one. It's worse on the apricot, which is over here. There, so you can see it almost looks, I don't know how to describe it, warty. Like, it's pretty bad in some places, so. Not a big fan of that. Hopefully it doesn't go any farther. The pear tree is still alive underneath the tree wrap, like below the tree, but I think this one might be totally dead. Yeah, I don't see any signs of life. So I'll have to come back here with the snips, see if I see anything green or, you know, any signs of life, because it's all the way down the trunk. I don't know. It'll focus, you know. It's everywhere. So if you guys have scale, keep an eye on it, because if you see this kind of stuff, it's not good. It can be very hard to tell though, because I saw scale on this. So they look like, they're tiny, but they look like little almost shells. It was pretty too. It matched kind of the color of this leaf here. It kind of looked like that, but it was on the branch. And you can see, so apple trees naturally have like a porous bark anyway. So it blends in really well too. So it's hard to tell. And when it happens, usually the only time that you can actually get to see it happening is when you harvest the fruit. You can see damage on the fruit. So in big orchards and stuff, they don't notice until, well, I mean, they treat for it anyway, which should probably be treating preventatively, but I'd rather spray less than spray more. So hopefully the insecticide we sprayed today will get rid of it. If not, I mean, we'll have to come back. We'll have to come back in about I don't know, probably a week or 2 weeks. We'll check on them again and see if there's any kind of difference to them. Again, we probably won't notice until we have a chance to look at the fruit, but you can see, yay, it's getting mowed. Look at how long the grass was. Ugh, I gotta come back here with a whipper snipper as well. Get rid of all of this, but it's gonna look so good back here. Oh my God, like a dream come true. I'm so excited. You can see too on some of our trees, we have some frost damage. All crinkly, yuck. Because we had some hail a couple weeks ago, even though it's 30 degrees out. But you wanna see the part that I'm super excited for back here? Bam, we got apples. So that right there is a gala apple. And I think I saw another one over here on this tree, which the gala is a pollinator for this tree. And where did it go? I did see it. Ha, there, bam. It's a Honeycrisp, right there. It's so beautiful. I bet you there might even be some out of my reach. But we have apples this year. I'm super excited. You know, it seems to be one thing after another when you start an orchard. So a lot of people will say, oh, like just plant a tree, blah, blah, blah. If you can do that, you're super lucky. Some years your trees may not flower. Some years they'll have a pest pressure. Some years it'll just be really hard to maintain. That's why they're on this now. So we're hopefully like checking these things off and we'll know a little bit better. It's really hard to look up like a spray program or a prevention program for an orchard, especially when you're doing it like this where you've got a bunch of mixed trees in the mixed, because it's more for like if you're spraying for apples, if you do, you know, these things at different times, at different stages of development because they flower at different times and all that. So it can be really hard. You really have to go and get a customized plan, which can be expensive depending on how many trees you have, where you are, that kind of thing. So I'm kind of playing it off by ear and I'm learning a lot from this. So far I've learned that spraying for caterpillars is really important because we have a lot of gypsy moth pressure. And then spraying for scale, because we see scale pressure on here as well. Those are the two things we've done so far, as well as adding mulch and making it look a little bit nicer. It's not only just to look nice and for easy for us to maintain, but it's also to keep the weed pressure down. So a lot of these trees can be a little bit more sensitive, so keeping those areas free so the tree can grow and spread and do its thing, establish really good roots, especially because we don't have a whole lot of dirt on our property. That is going to make the biggest difference for these guys. Fingers crossed. If I showed you the apples, they did happen, so we'll see. They did happen, so we'll see if we can actually get them to like fruiting stage where I can like take a bite on camera. It would be so cool. Hopefully we can do that. Thank you so much again for hanging out with me today. Hopefully we can get rid of the scale. You guys will have to check back and see how it goes, but I will definitely keep you guys updated. And